What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Channel. My name's AJ Gills. How y'all doing? I am finally sitting down to record the weekly show. I was planning to do this last night so I could release the first episode of Dying Light 2 in this video at the same time, but I decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to take a nap, and then I woke up at noon. So we're doing this now. Also, because of the time crunch, I'm not going to cover every article that I was planning to. Really, we're just going to sit down and get into the meatiest topic, which was the GhostWire Tokyo showcase. That was, I want to say, Wednesday night, or Wednesday, sometime there. I would have covered this earlier, but as I said in my Dying Light video, massive snow, I was having internet issues, so that's why we're doing this today. I've been really kind of scrambling today with everything I've been doing, because I didn't know Dying Light came out today. It's been a whole thing, but either way, back on topic. The weekly show is back, barring freak weather events like I've been having. I'm going to be doing this on Thursday nights. If you're new to the show, basically what we do, while I'm scrolling through Twitter at work or sitting on the toilet, I pick out articles that I find interesting throughout the week, and then we sit down and we read them and we talk about them, and I give my opinions. That's the basic plan of this show. Sometimes we watch a lot of videos, sometimes we watch one video, it all kind of changes however it goes. So that is weekly on Thursdays, or at least that's the plan. Again, as anything, whenever I schedule something, it's always scheduled to change. Or, you know what I mean. One thing that I do want to, the one news kind of topic that I want to get into before we talk about the video, I don't have an article or anything pulled up, but yes, I know that Sony has purchased Bungie. I'm not sure if this was necessarily they rushed out to purchase Bungie in sort of response to Microsoft purchasing Activision. Because I don't know how long these deals kind of take. It requires a little bit more business savvy than a guy sitting down right now, shirtless and wearing sweatpants has. Yes, I know you can picture that and then burn your eyes out. But as far as Sony buying Bungie, I really don't have any strong opinions. It's kind of why I didn't pull up an article for it. I mean, it's not bad. Bungie right now, they really aren't known for much except for Destiny. Although I know Destiny still has a fan base, it still has a following, so that's a good pickup for them. It's not in the area of gaming that I'm more knowledgeable about, because I'm more of a single player guy, not a multiplayer guy. I dabble, but that's about it. So I really don't have a lot of strong opinions on this, but I think Sony got a good deal. I think I'm trying to remember what was it? Yeah, I can't. I'd have to Google the exact dollar amount. Which, speaking of, we're gonna do this live. I'm gonna Google the exact dollar amount just so I can give you some small facts. Sony buys Bungie. 3.6 billion. There we go. That was the price they got it for. Which, you know what? I think that's a pretty good deal for Sony. They pick up Bungie, pick up revenue from Destiny, 3.6 billion. That's not bad. I think overall, I think it's a good move for Sony. I think it's going to help them out. Whether or not this was in response to the Activision, maybe, again, you'd have to go and look deep into when the filings and all these buyouts happen, because, again, it's not a process that you can go, okay, they just bought Activision, we got to run out and buy another studio. It's a lot more complicated than that. So I'm not, this has probably been in the works for a little while longer. So it's a whole thing going on there. But like I said, good for Sony. All right, now after about 5.5 minutes of incessant rambling, let's actually get into this. Okay, a couple things. One, my eyes hurt a little bit from all the flashing colors. Two, this game looks fucking awesome. Look, I love Japanese horror. It makes me shit my pants every time I see it, but I love just the aesthetics, again, going back to the classics, The Ring, or Ringu, Ju-on, stuff like that. I mean, Japanese horror is really cool. I'm even seeing, like, I don't want to say that they took inspiration, but just seeing some of those monsters crawling around kind of remind me of stuff from Fatal Frame, if you've ever seen any gameplay or played any of those. I mean, I just love the aesthetic of the game. The only thing that makes me a little sad is that it's a T-rated game, so maybe they aren't going to go as full into, I don't want to say gore, but I don't know. I feel like that's going to pull the imagery back a little bit.
皆さんこんにちは。ゴーストワイヤー東京ディレクターの木村健二です。単語ゲームワーク
Oh, sorry. I'll pull the closed captioning off.
一度皆さんにゴーストワイヤーのゲームプレイとストーリーをさらに深く紹介できるのを大変嬉しく思っています。
Welcome to GhostWire Tokyo, a supernatural action-adventure thriller set in an eerie, haunting vision of Tokyo, with explosive first-person combat and dangerous monsters at its core. After nearly all of Tokyo's population mysteriously vanishes, the city is flooded with supernatural creatures. Our story begins here, in the fallout of the vanishing. You awake in the deserted streets of Tokyo, with an unknown voice inside your head and strange, elemental powers coursing through your veins. Possessed by a mysterious spirit named KK, who has his own agenda, you'll need to work together to unravel the truth behind the disappearances and save the city from this twisted nightmare.
Uh-oh, it's Slender Man.
In GhostWire Tokyo, you'll harness an arsenal of powerful abilities through a mystic art known as ethereal weaving. Channeling raw ether, such as wind, fire, and water. As the story unfolds, you'll learn to upgrade and master these abilities based on your play style, incorporating powerful core grabs and perfectly timed blocks, all to devastating effect.
Okay, so they already they finally kind of gave me a solid answer on one of my biggest questions about this game is what the fuck kind of game is this? Is it going to be like a more linear first-person shooter style game, except we're using this mana ether weaving, spell weaving, whatever the hell they said? Or is this going to be more of an open world action adventure? Is it going to be more of an RPG? So it sounds like it's I'm going to guess it's going to be more of an action adventure with RPG elements. It's not going to be a full-blown RPG, which I'm perfectly good with. That's one of my favorite game genres. So I'm totally on board with it. But again, I'm absolutely loving the concept that we're not using guns or anything. It's all being done with these spells. I love seeing the characters' hands. It's a weird detail to geek out about, but I really like seeing the characters' hands, going through all the hand signs, kind of like Naruto shit, just the visuals of it. And again, if all of that comes through, again, this is a showcase, so, how many times have we seen showcases where things look better, things look more polished than when they actually come out? But if it ends up looking like what we just saw, I am so fucking happy with that.
Alongside your abilities, you'll have a range of more traditional and mystical tools at your disposal.
Okay.
Traversal and exploration are a...
So we see the bow and arrow. I'm trying to think what those are called. Talismans and whatnot. I'm gonna I'm gonna guess there's gonna be a crafting system of some sort, but again, that's a total guess.
Central part of GhostWire Tokyo. And with the Tengu ability, players can grapple and maneuver through the city with ease. Areas of dense fog not only harbor dark energy that drains your health, but are
Slender Man.
infested with deadly paranormal creatures. To clear these infected areas, you'll need to cleanse corrupted torii gates scattered throughout the city. And by freeing untethered souls, you'll acquire experience to upgrade your ethereal abilities. Throughout Tokyo, you'll discover strange...
Okay, I'm going to pull that back a bit. Just because if anyone knows, I absolutely love menus. I love menus. So right now we're seeing a little bit of the RPG elements here. So I'm not going to say this is a full-blown skill tree. I mean, it's a skill tree, but, you know, it's not... I've seen way more in-depth RPG skill trees. So I think I was right when I said this is going to be more of an open-world game, or more of an action-adventure open-world game as opposed to an out-and-out RPG. But I am liking some of the stuff we're seeing out of it. There's one other thing I wanted to bring up. Okay, right there. I remember. You're seeing database and stuff like that. I'm really hoping for a system that's kind of like Monster Hunter. That's kind of like what The Witcher 3 did, where you know what kind of spirits you're facing off. You know, like the one with the big scissors, the Slender Man looking dudes, the one that looks like the little Halloween ghost, the headless schoolgirls. That's a very odd sentence, but whatever. You know, like, they're weak to different elements or different kinds of abilities, you know, slashing, more brute force, you know, like, whatever sort of thing. So I'm really hoping that there's, like, balancing strengths and weaknesses of enemies and stuff like that. You know, I go nutty over stuff like that in games.
Abilities.
And if you're wondering why I go nutty over stuff like that, I love the strategy of, okay, I need to use this ability here, and, you know, kind of the timing of all that stuff. I love it.
Throughout Tokyo, you'll discover strange distortions in reality known as Utena spaces, where time and space themselves cannot be trusted. And the only way to complete your mission is to power through them. In this video, we want to bring together these mechanics to show you the world's first extended gameplay preview of GhostWire Tokyo. We pick up at a moment where Akito and KK have been separated, leaving Akito with only his wits and traditional weapons. Akito must track the spirit down.
Nice to know that
And core grabs are a great way to clear your path without attracting unwanted attention.
Yeah, it's nice to know that it looks like there's going to be stealth and whatnot. It's not just going to be all out-and-out action. Again, I'm a sucker for a stealth game.
遅えんだよ、ノロマナ。
助けに来るって分かってたような口ぶりだな。
助け？何様のつもりだ。俺の力が必要だから来た、そういうことだろ。
で、来るんだろ一緒に。
人に物を頼む態度じゃねえな。
頼んではいない。取引だ。 お互い拒否はできない。
後悔すんなよ。
All right, so we're kind of seeing that a moment between KK and I already forgot the main character's name. Either way, we're seeing the protagonist in KK really have this dialogue, and I know it's played out, but I absolutely love moments like those where it's the spirit possessing him or whatever giving him his power is also kind of an antagonist force. Maybe they aren't, they're working together more out of not out of friendship, but because their goals kind of, what's the term, coincide. So that's why they're working together. And even just the imagery, again, very on the nose, but I love the main character. He's wearing the kind of the light blue, very light colors, and then you had KK wearing the almost the exact polar opposite. It's dark colors. His hair's a little more disheveled. The 5 o'clock shadow, it's just showing almost the darkness of the main character. Like I said, a very played out trope and a used concept, but I like the but even if it's a used concept, I still like it.
お前の連れか？
ああ、仲良くしてやってくれよ。
仕方ねえな。遊んでやる。
Now that you're reunited with KK, you can use his powers again and gain access to devastating supercharged attacks. From now on, as you fight, you'll charge your synergy with KK. At full charge, you can enter wire-in mode to boost your powers.
Oh, that's cool.
To grapple between buildings, you'll need to latch on to the nearest Tengu yokai.
So I'm seeing this over here, clearly health bar, our little our mini map. But this is interesting. So it looks like our spells actually have like an ammo. Seeing you have 22 with your wind ability, I'm guessing 4 fire, 4 and 8 water. I'm curious how all that's going to work.
These
the rain going up
are not only the fastest way to get around.
I didn't notice that. That's
they
cool.
Also open a new dimension to the city. The corrupted Torii Gate is just ahead. Cleanse it to clear out some of the sinister fog throughout the city. As you progress, your powers will grow, and with many enemy archetypes to fight, you'll need to evolve your abilities and strategies to take on these supernatural threats.
I look like one of the nurses from Silent Hill.
Explore the city, and you'll also find other tools and weapons, like these talismans, to expand your combat options.
Where's my mouse? Sorry, I want to see if I can get a...
And you'll also find
if I can get a good pause here.
Like the Explore the city, and you'll also find other tools and weapons, like...
Ah, god damn it, I suck.
Explore the city, and you'll also find other tools and weapons, like...
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
Tools and weapons, like...
Alright.
Explore the city, and
I think I can do this.
other tools and weapons, Like
Alright,
these
never mind.
talismans to
Suck.
expand your combat options.
I'm trying to get a freeze frame on that. On the weapon wheel. But because I don't have the ability to do it live. Yes, I suck.
Using spectral vision, you're able to sense visitors and other points of interest as you make your way through Tokyo.
Was she using gymnastics against you? What is this, Jurassic Park 2? Lost World, whatever the hell that one was called.
初公開のゴーストワイヤー東京プレイ映像楽しんでいただけましたでしょうか。本日ご紹介したのは本作のほんの一部です。まだまだお見せしていない要素がたくさんありますので楽しみにお待ちください。ゴーストワイヤー東京は3月25日発売予定です。
Pre-order now. Ooh. I might get that edition just for the early launch.
ディレクターの木村健二です。
柳正俊と申します。
キャラクターデザイナーの平島です。
藤井純也と申します。
村越卓と申します。
プログラマーの奥川剛です。
でちょっと難易度高めの質問で、ゴーストワイヤー東京を一言で表すと何でしょう。どうぞ。
難しいな。
ちょっと難しいんですけど、
いちごのショートケーキですね。
It's two words.
いちごのショートケーキって日本の日の丸のデザインから発想されてて、実は日本製のもので、日本のスタジオで日本が舞台のゲーム、誰にでも愛されるゲームっていうところで、甘いところもあったり酸っぱいところもあったりっていうところで、いちごのショートケーキというイメージです。
はい。じゃあ続いて一言で表すと何でしょ
ゴーストワイヤーを一言で表すと、パラノーマルかなって私は思いますね。
本当に一言で言うんだったらリアル東京っていう感じですね。
You know, I'm really hoping there's going to be an English voice acting. I don't know.
出すっていう方向性なんですけど、そうすることによって不思議な現象だったり。
So I don't want to talk over him. But no, you all know me. I way prefer dubs over subs. So I'm really hoping that there is going to be an English voice track.
すごく奇妙な敵だったりっていうのが、際立つ世界なんじゃないかなと。
If not, I get why. It's a game set in Japan and all that by a Japanese studio, so I could totally see why there wouldn't be, but...
でワイヤーを使ってさまざまなアクションをして、敵をしばき倒す、そこのところの気持ちよさっていうところを大事にして詰めてってるっていう形です。
う。単って 結構そのホラーゲームばっかり作ってきて、今回アクションアドベンチャーっていうジャンルで、音作りとしてはどういうところが結構作り変わってくるかなって、それを聞きたいんだけど、どうぞ。
ホラーだとユーザーの心理をこう絞り上げるみたいな、締め付けるみたいな、そういう生理的なところまで入っていくような音色をチョイスすることが多いんですけど、今回のアクションアドベンチャーだとプレイヤーにもっとヒロイックになってボスに挑んでもらいたいとか、好奇心を持って街中を探検してもらいたいみたいな、そういうポジティブな心境になってほしくて、そういうところを狙ってサウンドをチョイスしていったかなっていうところはありますね。
案ずるな。
See, I don't know if I'm in the minority here. I actually wish they would have leaned a little more into some horror elements here. I mean, especially the studio has a history doing more horror-based games. I mean, you can see it in the visuals. I mean, it's really eerie, but I would maybe like them to lean a little bit more into those horror elements.
私なら彼女を救ってやれる。マリ
ゴーストアイを作る上ですごく影響を受けたゲームとかアニメ漫画等あれば、お聞かせください。
浮世絵とかですかね。昔の妖怪とか幽霊とか書いてあるじゃないですか。
ゲーテの戯曲のファウスト、
ソラリス、
クランプさんの X とか、東京バビロンとかコミックとか、
ホニー・ウィリス先生の口論。
今回やっぱり和楽器を使うことが多かったので、日本の音楽は相当聴きましたね。雅楽のアルバムだったり、の舞台だったりとか、
あと最後が瀬名秀明先生のブレインバレー。
後半僕はあんまりそこまで本に詳しくないのでさっぱりついていけなかったですけどバトルのシステムや、演出表現、等ですごくこうアピールしたいことがあればどうぞ。
ゴーストワイヤー東京は手の力っていうのが非常に重要な要素になっていて、手の力を使って風の印だったりですとか、水の印ですとか、炎の攻撃、こういったものをですね駆使しながら困難に立ち向かっていって、楽しんでもらえたらなというふうに思っております。
好みによっていろんな属性の武器を使ってプレイできるっていうのはすごいいいとこ、面白いかなと思ってますね。
やっぱハンドアクションのこういう構図がすごくかっこよくできてて、それも結構
I totally agree with that.
違う戦い方、魅力ってかっこよさとつながってて、僕個人は作ってる間あれ言うのもあるんですけど、めっちゃ気に入ってるポイントですよね。宣伝になるなこれ、ダメだなダメだはい。
I mean, he's exactly right. I mean, the whole thing of doing all the hand signs and everything, all the sutras, I think they're called. I don't know. I could be totally wrong on that. But watching all of that, it's just like a really cool reload animation. Was it important? Did it have to be there? No. But I love the detail. I love watching that. I know in this game I'm going to be distracted by watching the characters' hands do all the stuff. I'm going to get killed a few times because I'm watching that instead of the people trying to kill me.
この作品を作ってて、一番大変だったなってこと。
ノンリニアのゲームっていうのが制作が初めてで、
東京って広い舞台で、プレイヤーは自由に歩けるので、それをどうやって見せたらいいかみたいなところはすごく苦労しましたね。
どうしたら良くなるかとかがもう全部手探りの状態からスタートだったんで、
やっぱりゴーストワイヤーって今全部で2200のレベルと、数十万数百万のオブジェクトがあって、それを読み込んだり捨てたりとかっていう処理をしないといけないんですけど、そこの処理がやっぱり一番ネックになってて、そこをハードが解決してくれたりとか、僕らで最適化したりとかっていうところがいつも困難だけどもやりがいがあって、しかもそれが表現につながってるっていうところだと思います。
ぶっちゃけ幽霊とか超常現象とか信じますか？
Yes.
また見たことあったりしたら教えてください。
幽霊は基本的に全く信じてないですね。
幽霊自体は信じたいけど、そんなに超常現象を経験したことがないので信じてないのが現実ですね。
幽霊とかは いたらいいなっていう、見たことないですけど、その超常現象も遭遇したことはないですけど、いたらいいなと思うし、見てみたいなと思います。
マジで
超常現象としては、あんまりないんですけれども、結構夢の中でハサミ持った黒い何かとかに追われたりとかすることが結構あるんで。
どっちも会いたい。
やっぱ見たい。
会いたい。ちょっとした芸能人とか有名人に会った感じ。
それより嬉しいかもしれないですね。
それより嬉しい。じゃあ今度機会があったら幽霊のサインでももらってください。
You know, this might sound like a weird comment, but these kind of presentations out of Japanese studios, I find so much more believable than when they do this with more English-speaking studios. Because when they go through and they talk to all the developers, it just seems scripted and just passionless. I don't know. Maybe, again, it's because they're trying to do a promo or something. And this just feels a lot more casual, a lot more the developers are really taking up this care and this love into their craft. Again, maybe it's the language barrier, because I can... When I hear people doing stuff like this in English, I can hear sound more scripted and everything, because it's a language I hear day to day and everything, as opposed to Japanese, where I hear it infrequently. So maybe I can't, it's hard to read tone and whatnot. But just when I hear Japanese developers a lot of times talking about their games and their projects and everything, it seems, again, like there's a lot more of a casual atmosphere. Like they are just talking about what they've enjoyed doing and like doing, and I don't know, it just seems like there's a lot more passion there.
ゴーストワイ東京でズバリ個人的に一押しだっていうのがあったら教えてください。
ストーリーと世界観です。
はい、簡潔でした。ありがとうございます。同じくどうぞ。
一番の売りはやっぱパラノーマル表現、いろんなのがあるんですけど、怖いのからかっこいいのからちょっと笑っちゃうようなものまであるんですけど、いろんな印象的なパラノーマル表現が一番の売りかなと思います。
やっぱり三上さんの月光のピアノプレイだと思います。
あれちょっと社内いじめじゃないのあれ。喜んでいただけてればありがとうございます。はい。じゃあ
今回プレイステーション5で 3D オーディオの機能を前面に生かして作ってるので、
そうよ
3D オーディオ本当にすごくて、実際気づかずにゲーム中のオブジェクトとか蹴っ飛ばして倒しちゃったりしてガチャーンって音がしたりすると、本当に自分のうちのものが壊れたんじゃないかっていう、ちょっと振り返ってしまうぐらいのリアルさがありまして、そこはすごく今回セールスポイントとして一押しなのかなと思いますね。
やっぱり 4K で HDR でレイトレースをオンにして、本当に高精細で綺麗な映画今見れてて、しかもそれがその 4KHDR レイトレーシングっていうのがこのゴーストワイヤーのちょっと濡れた路面で色鮮やかな夜の渋谷の街を表現するっていうのにすごいマッチしてるんで、そこは今まで見たことない体験をすることができるのかなと思います。
とにかく気持ちよさとか楽しさってところを、中心に作っています。
本当にうまくできてるんじゃないかなっていうのは本当に思います。
新たな始まりの時だ。
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございました。ありがとうございます。こんなに喋んなかったの初めてだね俺。
All right, guys, there you go. March 25th, GhostWire Tokyo. I'm stoked. I just tried to say stoked and psyched in the same word. I'm stoked. No, seriously, I'm pumped for this game, man. I've been waiting for this for a long time through all the weird delays and just everything that's been going on with this game. I'm so glad that we're kind of in the final countdown to release. I really, really liked this showcase. Seeing some of the different things you can do. Again, the thing I'm most impressed by, I'm going to keep saying it, was all the hand signs and everything that you do during combat. to me, that seems like that's a very difficult detail to do something in the foreground with your hands while you're one more time, while you're combating all these ghosts and everything coming at you. So again, I feel like a lot of studios would just kind of ignore that part, but really putting all that work into the detail, the hand gestures and everything like that, just it really comes across as just something, just a visual spectacle. So I'm super pumped. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. Yeah, I think that's really all I got for you. So thank you so much for watching. As always, social media can be found down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned more next time. Until then, my name's AJ Gells, the Son of That Gaming Channel. I'm out.